Ja, dus de assert is wrong. Het is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. That you add the same thing again. What would not be fine is then the values are different. But that's never going to happen. I think. Can I check that? Don't need that. Could do a resize, I suppose. You could do a resize. Yeah, okay. Hello, peoples. Yeah, the assert is wrong. I'm listening to good music. It's too bad I can't plug it through. Of course, you could just listen to it as well by going to here. I'm playing currently this one. Next up. Where's my share? Follow hard, and this is next up. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, also not. There's no share button. Ridiculous. Maybe like that. No. Yeah, well, maybe. Maybe I'm listening to that link. Nah. I think that if it exists, then I just don't have to add it. So I can return. Whatever. I'm playing spec. Ouch. Still quite quickly as that. Okay, let's check if this is correct. So we have this layout. Whoa. So the first one is set index 0, 0 with binding 1, that's 0.0, is only used in the first stage. First stage 0.0. And indeed, it's only there, only used there. And the type is a uniform buffer and the count is 7. Nope, it's a texture. It is 7 though, but that went wrong. That's strange. Is this the first pipeline? It's the first pipeline. The very first pipeline still goes wrong. Okay. And how many declarations are we adding? I only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. And is that the number of declarations that we have? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And the one that I saw going wrong was the very first one already, or no, I was looking at 0.0. So 0.0 is this declaration. Let's highlight that. And then we can scroll up till we find where that is being added to the layout. That is here, update layout with that declaration. That's 0.0 and it is texture 1. I don't think anything is being printed here. Why is so little printed? I mean, that's already randomized with the next stage. this line does not allow me to check what it filled in and stuff. Why the type went wrong. What is the type of that thing? Shade resource, comma, shade resource. Indent slot 00, comma, a shade resource. Just print the shade resource. Yeah, no, I want to see more. Update layouts. GPS, update layout. So we have pipeline layout, update layout. That prints this. My music sounds horribly distorted in my ears anyway. Cannot stand it. So I'm starting to listen at the top now here. People want the same music. That, and then click here or something like that. Yeah, one is texture. Did I have a brain fart? Now it works anyway. So then the next one is 0.1. Also a texture with the descriptor count of -1. Also a texture, descriptor count -1. And that one is being used in both stage 0 and 2. This is 2. It's not being used in 0. Why? How is that even possible? Too loud. Alt top. How difficult? Yeah. No. Close. I don't know what I pressed, but popped up some new console. What is this and why is it not working? That belongs to that, right? I should be able to see that back. I hope. Nope, not printing it. Well, I better print it in. Why am I not printing that? Pipeline layout, update layout. Okay, more debug output is required. Okay, I'm redoing what I did before. I want to check, that what works still works, even if you add more debug output. Yeah. So state 0 is using binding 0 in set index 0. That's 0.0 in stage 1, and we have a 7 and we have a texture. That's exactly the same as it was before. The first stage using 0.0, which is a texture, and uses 7 here. Okay, and then the part that I didn't get next was that binding number 1 supposedly is being used in both stage 0 and stage 2. But that would be 0.1, which, as far as I can see, is only being used in the last declaration of the last stage, aka that one. Not the first stage. There is no 0.1 in the first stage. Nope. So now we add a debug output to see how that is being built up. Well, what I'm printing here is the descriptor set layout binding of that one. And if I highlight that, then I should be able to scroll up. And here we see it being called. And it says right here, it changes the flags from 001 to 101, which is correct, except that why is it 001 already? I mean, this is adding the last stage, so that's correct. That's the last declaration of the last stage. Scrolling up further. Nothing. So it seems that the 001 is an uninitialized random value, or what? Why is that 001? Well, we even have this pointer of that thing. Can highlight that. See if that is even mentioned before. Hi Zuz, why are you sad? It's not being mentioned at all. It doesn't say much because, oh, it is mentioned here, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, when did it get set to 1? I don't know. Maybe it never was reset, maybe just a random value. Yeah, that's supposedly a hug. I think it is a bit vague. What's a hugging face? Do I have a hug? Nope. That's the only hug we have. Well, maybe I can cheer you up with some C++ coding streaming. Look, we have a random value in M stage flags. That means this object here. Which is M stage flags. which is calling reset. It's something else. The base class is a bit set. And we're using the default constructor, which is uninitialized. So yes, it could be anything. But then we call reset, which set my bit mask to 1. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, there you have your one. Okay, stage flags. Yeah, I cannot just use stage flags like that. I mean, this stage, the default constructor calls reset, which means that we start with 1 for some reason. I mean, that's probably necessary for the reset next combination. But when we're using randomize, I shouldn't even call reset. And in the case of randomize, I want to start with 0, not with 1. Hello there. I'm not convinced that this doesn't do the same thing though. It just happens when we're constructing this, and I'm constructing it. Maybe it should be done from a reset. Bloody thing is generated. Ah, so confusing. I don't want to change it. Let's not change it then. And the other one was? No, I forgot. Yeah, change stage flags itself. We'll have to call reset on the bit set itself, which means on the base class, not this reset, which is the shader stage flags, which is this m stage flags. When we are constructing it like this. M stage flags. Hello, Tomo. What the hell? No. I don't get this at all. It's still set. This one. Why? Why is it still set? Oh. Randomize is also being called. Shit. Really? I have to stop the debugger. Here. How long have I been doing what, Tomo? It doesn't even stop there. It didn't even get there. What? What? Okay, that's really programming. 46 years. We never get here. Okay, well that explains at least why my addition didn't help. Okay then, who is constructing descriptors? Set layout binding. Some bloody vectors with that. You need a PC, Tomo. I would suggest, well, depends a little bit, but still, I would suggest you install Linux on it, certainly for development. So step 1, get a PC. Step 2, install Linux on it. Yeah, you need to, yeah, yes, I'm using an editor. Isn't everyone using an editor if you program? No, I'm using Vim. What else? VI. NeoVim. Oh, cool, Tomo. It's good to know what you want. Yeah, you kind of need a fast PC, I guess. It's a few thousand. But at your age, you should get it from your parents. They don't have money to buy a PC for you. A good one. I guess I was lucky that my dad bought, well, it wasn't a fast PC. It was running on 2 megahertz clock, and it was 8-bit. But it was damn expensive. 48 kilobytes of RAM. It was about as expensive as a car, I think. Hmm. Yeah, well, they make it extra hard. Making money is a different job, you know. If you are an entrepreneur, you're going to end up making millions with your own business, then that might be a good upbringing. But if you just want to become a good programmer, then I don't see the benefit of forcing you to get your own money for a PC. You should just start programming. But yeah, maybe there's no other way then. You got to find a job somewhere and save up. No idea how long that would take. Because how much is a reasonable good PC these days? I think you need 8 gigabytes at least, otherwise you get completely crazy. And a pretty modern, let's say at least, well, these days, wow, at least 8 cores. I work for myself. I don't work at all anymore, actually. But I do this every day. And I have done that for a very long time, full time. Yeah, let's look at eBay. That doesn't even look like a PC. Well, maybe second hand. For $58, yeah. You don't have a hard disk yet, but you have an i7 and 8 gigabyte RAM. Well, would be pretty awesome. Yeah, I guess if you have to make the money yourself, then you should go for a second hand. If you buy a new PC, top-notch stuff, then it's thousands. And if I look at the prices here, they're all for a few $100. You can have a reasonable PC. I would definitely go for at least an i7 and at least 8 gigabytes. And of course, you need a big hard disk. So thinking about a terabyte, but yeah. Yeah, and then a good video card, that would be nice, but you would only need that for gaming. And if you're going into it for programming, you don't need a good video card. Not for a long time. You just need 2D graphics. Every video card will work. Absolutely every modern, well, reasonably modern video card. As in that came out in the last 10 years or so. You can't get it from, you can get it second hand. You can maybe get it from a friend or from a family or something like that. You're young. If you tell, an uncle, I need a PC, and he buys a new one, he probably gives your old PC to you for free because you're so young. Just ask around. You can even find them on the street. I don't know how it is in Croatia, but if people throw away stuff, they put it on the street in a lot of places. So they buy a new PC, and the old PC just goes on the street, you know, for whatever garbage to be picked up. And some of them still work. Or otherwise you get 2 or 3 and then you put it together. I think you can get a reasonable PC if you try for almost no money that way. Just start collecting stuff from dumps or from the street or from friends or family. I don't know what you call slow, of course, but I gave you the specs that I would go for. I mean, for programming, well, how can it be slow? The only thing you should be doing on it is typing in characters, compiling every now and then. If you're using it to play games on, yeah, then it's going to be slow. But that's not programming. Well, that would be a good start. And then say you find a absolutely brilliant second-hand thing for 250. Now go to your parents. And you say, I only have $200. I'm willing to pay $200, which is a lot of money. All my birthday money. But this one costs $250. Can you please chip in? If they don't do that, then they suck. Yeah, you want a gaming PC or you want a programming PC? Come on. It's more important to have a large monitor actually than have a fast PC if you just start programming. Okay, well, you can help me with coding. I forgot in the meantime, namely, what my problem was. Oh, the problem is the one, yeah. The problem is that I have a shader stage flags that gets initialized as a 1. And it is element of a descriptor set layout binding. So what am I waiting for? Shader state flags. Pretty sure we are calling this one. Of course you call this one. No, are we calling this one? Maybe that's the point. I don't know what I'm calling. I thought I was calling this one. But apparently I'm not. I should look who the hell is calling this one. I think that I was doing that and I couldn't find it. Descriptor set layout binding.h. Yeah, that's the class what that's about. And then I have here pipeline layout.cpp. There's a vector of stuff. Why is there not even a single header? Oh wait, I have 2 headers. One of them is the header that I'm looking for. Descriptor set layout binding. Descriptor set layout binding. It must be this header. This header. That's the one. My descriptor set layout bindings end up in that thing here. in which they are added by a call to, oh, nothing. They're moved. They're moved into it, but from a thing that calls and plays back. I recently changed this, and I'm using not a random number generator. Wait, this is next. Well, in randomize, I think. I'm passing rn. We should be using that constructor. Now I'm confused. Confused. New. I'm going to set a breakpoint on all constructors of that thing. One breakpoint, 2 locations. It's totally not what I meant. Are you sure there's not also... Is that the only constructor? No, I had another constructor. Where's my random number constructor? Now I'm confused. Already was confused, but... Hey, Omnic. Omnic went away. Yeah, I miss you too, man. But I missed your chat also. So hi and bye. And Tomo. My first program was a program that calculated all prime numbers under 256 because the array was not large. And I coded it on paper. With pen and paper. And then I typed it in. I went with my dad to a guy who was selling there was not a PC yet, but the thing. And while he was talking with the guy, I typed it in while sitting on the floor. The die that we were going to buy. And it worked immediately. First time, and I wasn't surprised because it was my first program. I didn't know that programs never work normally. I'm a bit lost. I like talking to you, but I should also concentrate on this. How are we going to do that? Hey. What are you doing program for? No idea what you mean. Well, I can guess. English is not your first language, correct? It's not mine either, but I suppose you mean what I am coding right now, or what my program is meant to do, or something like that? Ah, yes. Well, I'm writing a Vulkan engine. Well, it's actually quite good for a 13-year-old. We can communicate. I doubt I was that good at English when I was your age. I picked it up mostly when I started to go to the university, and I had to talk English all day with people from America. Well, not all day, but actually when I started to do my PhD, I had a, what is it called? At some point, and then there was a lot of English. Not on the university before that. I'm 58. Sounds a lot older than it is. No, it's really old. Yeah. I always thought 40 is the ideal age. Then you have a lot of wisdom and patience, but you're not senile yet. After that, people degrade. So when I was chatting on the internet, I was the best with chatting with people around that age, 40-ish. Then they were nice and friendly and still wise and smart. And when they get older, they become more and more stupid because they get too old. And I'm almost 1.5 times as old as that now. Okay, I'm going to concentrate on the code again for a bit. Yeah, Vulkan, because I did nothing else most of my life, 7 days a week. And I used to be smart, like really smart. Not like now, unfortunately. Bleep. Okay, I'm not looking at chat for a bit, because otherwise I don't make any progress whatsoever. The problem. Now I'm calling the default constructor instead of the one with a random number, which was, let's say, unexpected. Simply a call to in place back here. Yes, of course. T. What? Still? What? What? Still. Impossible. Okay. Okay. And we'll do it again. Still calling resets, yes. CSS flags up. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Oh. Ah. Okay. Yeah. Set. Set. I don't know. Is there not a better way to do this? Set and then call set. Must be a better way. There must be a better way. I want to find a better way. Bit set. Assign bit set from a POD maybe. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, I could just assign. I need a normal assignment then, but then from a POD. Out. Share state flag bits. Share state flag bits. What is it? Can I assign from bit? That is an index. Can I not assign from an index? I should know that, of course. But I don't. It's a sad but true. I can assign from a bit set and from a POD, but I think the bit set itself can be constructed from an index. Don't tell me you cannot do that. Bit set, yeah, can be constructed from an index. So I can pass an index and then it will construct a bit set. If I just unsign it, I think. Let's try that. Yep. Now, where was that function? think this one. Yep. Yeah, that's what we need. So if I already found it, if it already exists, and I need to know which one it is. So I just do a no standard none of, I'm just gonna find it. That would be find if, I think. That should be standard find if. Something close to that. No, we use auto here. Sorry. What is that? Undeclared identifier. Oh. And finally, this one has turned into a 0. Poo-poo. That took a while. Okay, so let's check it again. Okay, let's check it again. So what are we having here? Set 0, binding 0, used in stage 1. That's still the same thing. Set 0, binding 2, used in just stage 1. Stage 1, 0.2. Wait, that's stage 1. Stage 1 uses 0.2. Yeah. And then 0.1 is used in stage 2. That's that one. And 1.1 is used in 0, 1.1, yep. 1.2 as well. .2 also on 1.0 is used in stage 1. Yeah, well, I guess it just keeps working. None of them is being used in 2 stages. And so we have 3 stages with 3, and 4 declarations. So how is that possible? Ugh. There must be at least one that is used in 2 stages then. We're 0.1 only here, 2.2 only here, 2.1 only here, 2.0 is used double. 1.0 only there, 1.1 is only used there, 1.2 is only used there. I think that is it, yeah. But 2.0 is being used in both stage 0 and stage 0. Well, I want to see a 101 for 2.0. 2.0, damn it, missing. Why? What went wrong there then? Okay, let's highlight this one. Doesn't even get highlighted. What? What is this? Why does it not get highlighted? Okay, then let's highlight that one. Huh? What? No. Am I not printing this pointer when constructing that in my new constructor? Apparently not, but I guess it's a rhetorical question. Where's my new constructor? Not there. There. Totally printing into this pointer. So how is that possible? Oh, yeah, well, that debugger is no longer necessary. Okay, I guess that fixed it. That should have fixed it. Analysis, bang, and we have 2. So that means 1, 2, binding 0. Really? Oh yeah, 2.0. Yeah. 2.0 is used in stage 1 and 2. 2.0 used in stage 2, and 2.0 used in stage 1. Finally, we got that right, so the bits are set correctly. I'm going to assume that we also set all the types correctly, because they are different. And yeah. Okay, let's check one of them. This one. That's 2. Wait, what are we talking about this one? 2.1 is a texture. 2.1 is a uniform buffer. Oops. Again. 2.1 is a uniform buffer. Totally, I'm seeing it here. Uniform buffer minus 1. Uniform buffer is 0. So hash 0 comma minus 1. Yeah, that's 2.1. 2, 1, hash 0. Uniform buffer. Minus 1. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, it is uniform buffer. Let's do another one. This is a texture. Binding 2 of that one. So 1.2 is a texture. Minus 1. 1.2 is a texture. Minus 1. Yep. I think that works as well. Okay, then we can finally look at the core dump here. And the core dump says we core dump because the current descriptor set layout binding vector is not set. Well, that's correct. I never set it. So I don't know. Let's run it in GDB and see where exactly we are at that point. So this is null. Yep. And it thinks that it should be set because don't access this when this isn't current. So I'm calling apparently descriptor set layout bindings. Up. I do that there, which is inside 101. Inside is sane. Aha. Yeah, I thought it should be set there. Okay, what were we talking about here? What are we talking about? The opposite is true, one lace. Opposite is true. ChatGTP, well, it's already there and it's as stupid as ChatGTP 3. And you will be the one who will make it smart. It's not going to happen in 10 years. It's going to take you a lifetime. If you want to have an actual artificial intelligence that understands something, then you're going to be the one that has to do it, your generation. There is going to be plenty and plenty of work in that direction. I would not be scared at all that that programmers are out of a job anytime soon. Let's hope everyone else thinks so. Then your salary will just go up. ChatGPT can recognize patterns. It compares stuff, say, against I don't know, many terabytes of data from the internet, and then it figures out I don't know, a similar pattern, but it doesn't understand anything. So if you ask it to create something new, which is based on logic, I mean, an image, yeah, sure, but a program has to be, you know, a new program. You can't do that fuzzy. You can't do that more or less. You have to understand what you're doing. I think one lace was talking to me, maybe. I was assuring him that his job was going nowhere. My system specs. Good question. I have, I don't know. I have 16 cores, so I can run 32 threads at a time. That's what I know. And I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, or maybe 32. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. And I have an NVMe of 1 terabyte on my motherboard. The time that I bought it, it was like faster than an SSD. It's a solid state, of course, but it has more bandwidth because it's on the motherboard. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. Seriously. It's not gonna happen. If people are really, really... I mean, okay, there's like... I think that what humanity needs is a lot of energy. But it seems that nuclear fusion is coming, really, finally. You know, I expect it to be there on the grid by 2040. Yeah, so that's in well, 17 years from now, but it's just coming, and then by that time, then we have infinite amount of energy, and then then everything will be automated. But then you still have a shortage of materials, of course, and you have to deal with all the waste products and everything. There's a huge industry for which all those robots have to be built, and the robots itself have to be maintained, and they need all those materials. If you have 1 million robots at work, I think we're gonna run out of certain materials, like lithium. So in the end, everything has to be recycled, and at the moment they don't recycle anything. They should just save it up and put it in the ground. Everyone, if I'm separating all my garbage into plastic and stuff like that. Well, the plastic is then collected and they bring it to Poland, I think, and put it in the ground there. It's ridiculous. There's no recycling. Maybe 4% is recycled. I think they just put it in the ground there with the idea that maybe somewhere in the far future we just have to dig it up and then we can actually recycle it. So maybe it's more, what's the word? Efficient, I don't know what the word is. By the time we have more energy. So when fusion works, then of course it's not a big problem anymore to recycle anything. You can melt every metal and make something nice of it. You can separate everything. It just costs energy. The only problem you get then is that maybe the atmosphere is going to be heated up by all the nuclear fusion things. But that's probably for the next generation, after your generation. And before that time, you can make lots and lots and lots and lots of money from the fact that Fusion is finally there. Possibly, yeah, possibly. Hi, Post. We could have a solar flare also any moment, which will burn out most electric circuits. We won't have any communication left after that. If you're new to this idea, on January 6th, that was 2017, apparently. No, it wasn't. What year is that? Oh, January 20. That was 2023. On January 6th, a powerful solar flare erupted from the surface of the Sun. It was the first X-class flare, the strongest type on the flare intensity scale. In around 2 months. Oh. Two further X-class flares followed within the next few days, marking a distinct uptick in the solar activity. I thought that the Earth was almost hit by a strong solar flare, but it just missed us. And we're really scheduled for a big one hitting Earth. Like long overdue. And if that happens, then it's going to be the first time since they invented Morse, like beep, 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 beep. At that time, no electronics, no energy grid, nothing. The only thing they had was a few cables to communicate with Morse. So that time, I don't know when that was, but long ago, 1800 something. And those cables just burned out. They burned away. If we're hit by a solar flare like that right now, everything will be broken. And it's going to take years, if you ask me, to rebuild it, the infrastructure. That would be such an incredible disaster for humanity. And we are not prepared for it at all, as far as I can tell. Oh, well, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Let me read this. Let me enlarge the font for you. Bloop, 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 bloop. The realistic threats. Simply put, even the most severe solar outbursts in living memory have had relatively subdued effects. In living memory, but we haven't been hit by a real one, I think. This is partly because despite the alarming but unlikely possibility of widespread electricity blackouts, space weather does not tend to affect phones, laptops, or other everyday electronic devices at all. I agree. It's about cables, but also transformers, right? All the transformers that they use would burn out the way they are built right now. I think the whole electricity grid is going down, and not a little bit. It's not easy to rebuild a transformer if you need to replace 100,000 transformers. So yeah, CME scan and do both threads or power grids by interacting with Earth's magnetic field and inducing excess electrical currents along and through the planet's surface that sometimes last for hours, giving sufficiently mighty currents from a strong solar storm. Unprotected transformers on long power grids can be severely damaged and knocked offline, which reduces a grid's capacity and necessitates time-consuming, expensive repair and replacement work. Well, this really can only happen with very long cables or pipelines. Yeah, well, I think we have a lot of long cables. Maybe internet cables, you know, a few thousand volts with a high current. It's metal. It's 1,000 kilometers long. So I don't know, man. And if the magnetic pole switch, yeah, then also, you know, temporarily we won't have any protection or hardly any protection from solar radiation and cosmic stuff, because our the magnetic field around the Earth will be severely weakened while the poles switch. So that's also a very dangerous time, I think, for damaged stuff and getting our technical civilization damaged. I don't know. Look it up. It's interesting. No, we are doomsday thinkers, one lace. Oh, I'm just kidding. See, every time I look at the chat, I make no progress, and I had to go to a different tab, and then I can fix a bug in a minute or so. I'm gonna switch another tab again because I want to concentrate again. What was the problem to begin with? That is not set. And we're using it is insane. We're using it in is sane. And I had expected it to be set by then. I have to agree. It's about the layout binding vector though. That's a lot of different assignments. That's in next. Next is real using it. I know that. Yeah. That's how it works, you know. I'm having this vector here, and I'm just setting the pointer to point to that vector. And then after the move, it's updated. So I guess that we never got here, which could happen if next returns false immediately. Suppose it can happen, we never get there. Randomize, doing the same thing. I'm not even calling next now. So I would never have called randomize then. Because that's also setting it twice. Don't get it. Keeps escaping me. That thing should be set, and it isn't. Member of descriptor set layout. Descriptor set layout is used as in a DQ. There. So this uses the default constructor to add elements to the vector, which is containing not that, this one, descriptor set layout, default constructors. Does not set the current descriptor set layout binding vector. Maybe I just should set it then, I don't know. I don't know. Let me try to set it to something here. Let's give it some default value. Yeah, I'm just gonna set it to that. See what happens. Hmm. That works. So now my layout matches these stages, but I'm still not sure if I'm allowed to set other bits here, and if I'm allowed to add bindings, and maybe even descriptor sets after the point. Here's one that's empty. Start is generated. So this setting x1 isn't even used. It's only using 2 or 0. Yeah. Oh, you can ask ChatGPT. Yeah, you never know what it answers, so it could be nonsense, but since I have absolutely no clue, it would be a start. Root height, yeah, I have that in my GitHub repository somewhere. ISOs, yeah, they started with KDE as well. Plasma, that is. But Plasma was unstable for me. Windows stopped updating. As in, they are not being redrawn at some point. So they should change, but they don't change. They just look the same. Until you click with the cursor on a different window, and then you click again on the window that's highlighted, and then it redraws it. And that was not usable for me. So at some point they just went away from Plasma and installed Fluxbox. But everything still looks the same. It's just I don't run Plasma anymore. It isn't exactly the same. I think there's one panel missing somewhere. But hey, my windows are updated now, always. I think Plasma is very buggy. Okay, yeah, it's gonna work, right? So I wanted to ask ChatGPT something about this. Not ChatGPT. I'm gonna go straight for GPT-4 because it's stupid either way. Is this 4 actually? I'm not even sure. Yeah, this is 4. Okay. Welcome back, Tomo. Tomo, yeah, I'm working on this since December 2020, and then we're just talking about the Vulkan part, using code that I've been working on 10 to 20 years. It's never going to be finished. Unless you help me, of course. So hurry up, learn C++, and then join me before I die. Maybe we can get it finished. Yeah, it all sounds nice, that's true. So yes, Vulkan allows you to create a graphic pipeline with a layout that specifies more than what you use with the shaders. Yeah. Oh no, I tricked it into giving a link. Something did not agree with that. No, I don't know what that is. Network error. Really? Descriptor sets layouts. Sometimes. Damn it! I forgot what chapter was that it referred me to. Before the network error occurred. Can anyone remember what it said? I mean, now it refers me to 14.1.2. By the way, I've seen it make up chapters. Just make them up, chapters that don't exist. And then they say 14.1.2 doesn't exist. And it doesn't care. It just randomly generates numbers. It made up titles of... it just made it up. Just like you ask for an image and it generates a random image. In this case, random text. It's amazing. Anyway, verify. There's no descriptor set layouts at all, so it was already referencing to something that doesn't exist. YTGG? No, I cannot. Well, I can. I have 3 test applications that do something, but they're just test applications, and they don't do much. It's a little beyond the triangle, you know. Tomo, how to install index.html or C++. That's a pretty random. C++ is a language and index.html is an impossible file for the first page of a web site. They are not even remotely related. So, I don't know. You have a PC there and you want to install something? What exactly do you want to install? Are you already running Linux? Do you want to install a compiler on Linux? I would type it in Google, much better. How can I install a C++ compiler on Linux? I have to look back in my CERN. I never have a problem with memory management. I don't know, it just happens automatically. I don't understand why people have a problem with it. It's so in the background for me that I never even think about it. If I need memory, I allocate it, and when I don't need memory anymore, then it's deallocated. It's usually by the same object. It's usually like, say, an object needs memory, and then upon destruction you free that. But of course, when it's something that lives for very long, then that could leak-ish. So in some cases, I also free memory. But then you're talking about very, very sophisticated things. 2 years and 3 months now. Okay, I do have a CERN. I do have a little bit more precise answer. But well, for a start, I have to open my Vulkan engine, and then I have let's say pick one. Well, this is my main. Debug initialization, and then I create an application object, and then we create a window. But something memory related is going on in the application object, I believe. So we'll look at this thing. It's derived from Vulkan application, which is a part of the Vulkan engine. And the application has a few things. A DMRI, for example. So I better go to the header file of application. I have an IA memory page pool object. And I have an DQ memory resource initialization object. And I have a node memory resource. So a moment ago I said I never think about it, but these are all my classes. I just used, I'm running a Vulkan engine right now. I have worked for 10 plus years, like really basically all my life. Not all my life, but all the time that I worked on C++, I have worked mostly on productivity increasing libraries, say like something that you just need. How can I write a C++ program when, I don't have a thread pool or I don't have memory support, debugging support, and so on and so on. So if you look at this and you want to learn from me, then I think that the most important thing that you can learn from me is that I'm using those libraries that I have been writing in the last 10 to 20 years, which are finished. You should use them. Vulkan is not finished, but what I'm building it up on is finished, and you can just use that, or almost finished. Sometimes I make changes, but so yeah, this must be created, and I just put it in my application object, and then these three, and then I don't know what is being done with it. At some point, I just stop looking at it. And I don't have a memory anymore, right? I mean, maybe it's documentation. Let me have a look. The AI memory page pool is a stateful task default memory page pool using a memory page pool from utils. Which is this thing here. There is documentation. The memory pool for all other memory pools. The default memory page pool is a globally accessible memory page pool singleton, but with a lifetime equal to that of main. The default part refers to the fact that most memory pools, if not all, of a process can use this singleton as their memory page pool. Unless you know what you're doing, you're advised to use the default constructor and have all memory pools that are based on an utils memory page pool use this default memory page pool. And then explanation on how to use it, you have to create it at the top of main, basically. Yeah, but I wrote that in the past and then it just works. Things that I consider finished, they just work and they never stop working. Ish. Maybe I'm that's a bit rot sometimes, but on the long run, I never look at it anymore. It just works. And I put so much time into my code. I'm such a perfectionist that it is also pretty safe to, just use it, and even without understanding how it works. It's not gonna get any faster or better. Anyway, because if that was possible, then I would have done it. Yeah, Tomo, I have done so much that there is no time to go over it. Even if I would limit myself to the Vulkan engine, then still. It's like really, really, really lot. It's, yeah, no. What was my line count at the moment for just the Vulkan stuff? I forgot. You don't want to watch me scrolling past them at high speed. Okay, sorry, I don't think this is very useful because I forgot anyway, plus that's the same page. I'm gonna look at what it says here. 14.1.2. Well, it exists, that's something. But it's called sampler. And ChatGPT imagines that it is called pipeline layout. 14.1.2. Samplers. Pipeline is 10. I don't think it used to be 14. Nope. There is also nothing about pipeline layouts, but I'll try to search it for it. Pipeline layout. It's mentioned a lot. Compute pipelines, graphics pipelines. Resource descriptors. Well, 14.2.2, that's pretty close. Pipeline layouts is it does an S extra. Maybe, there's a small chance that it meant that. There would be something, this is mentioned in blah 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 specification. Each element of P set layouts. Okay, can find that back. P set layouts says this. That's the pipeline layout create info. Okay, that's pretty on top. Let me just look for that. think we went around already, so no, it's not there. Okay, well, grep for must be compatible with the layout of the corresponding I just made that up. Nope. Yeah, it just makes things up. The number of elements in pset layout must be equal to the highest set number used by any stage in the pipeline. I don't think it made that one up. The highest set number used by. Let's try to find that phrase. Doesn't occur. Good night, Rikira, something like that. I am afraid that this is nothing. Yeah, there you go again. It doesn't exist. It just makes up header or the chapter numbers. So I've been through this with ChatGPT too. So yeah. And then you say 13.2.x doesn't exist. Randomly new 7.3.2. And so on and so on and so on. It just keeps, making things up. It's waste of time. Yeah. But what did it say now? 7.3.2. 7.3, it is about fences. Yeah, no. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, this is not usable at all. And I still don't know, not even a little bit therefore, if it is allowed or not. I just should ask people on Discord, I guess. The sucky thing is, I think I asked it before. And I ask it again, I'm wasting their time. But I forgot. Let's try to find it myself. There was something about pipeline. It's kind of straight descriptor sets. Usage pipeline layouts, right? I'll take that. Yeah. I don't know. I'll try again. Pipeline layouts. Yeah. Trying to enlarge the font, but this website is so big that it takes forever. do. Yeah, now I went too far. It's just too slow. Control minus. No, it's still too large. Sorry, but I need to see a little bit more. Okay. And then I want to find my pipeline layouts. Yeah. Access to the descriptor sets from a pipeline is accomplished through a pipeline layouts. 0 or more descriptor set layouts and 0 or more push constant ranges are combined to form pipeline layout object describing the complete set of resources that can be accessed by a pipeline. The pipeline layout represents a sequence of descriptor sets with each having a specific layout. This sequence of layouts is used to determine the interface between shader stages and shader resources. Each pipeline is created using a pipeline layout. Pipeline layout objects are represented by VK pipeline layout handles. To create a pipeline layout, call I think the fastest way to figure this out is just try it. But also that is not fast. It's almost special cases. Talking about pools. And, limits. So anything, if I see a physical device, and I can continue scrolling, I think. Oh, here's something else. Total number of descriptors, blah, 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 blah. Properties, yeah. Properties, physical device. Any two elements of push constant ranges, also not interesting. Pool, physical device. So there's no information at all about what I want to know. Push constant range count is not 0. More push constant stuff. Now we start talking about push constants. It doesn't say anything, it seems. Well, not up there anyway. Once created, pipeline layouts are used as part of pipeline creation, as part of binding descriptor sets. See descriptor set binding, and as part of setting push constants. Pipeline creation accepts a pipeline layout as input, and the layout may be used to map set binding array element tuples to implementation resources or memory locations with a descriptor set, within a descriptor set. The assignment of implementation resources depends only on the binding defined in the descriptor sets that comprise the pipeline layout, and not on any shader resource. All resource variables statically used in all shaders. In the pipeline must be declared with a set binding array element that exists in the corresponding descriptor set layout. I only understand this for 50%, but I'm going to assume that what I have is static use, and that basically they're talking here about what I call a declaration. So if my shader module uses a certain shader resource, then I have a declaration for it. And those resources, to translate it to what the language that I have been using in my program, then it says all shader resources declared in shader modules used in a pipeline must be declared. Sorry, that's about the declaration then. With the set binding array element that exists in the corresponding descriptor set layout. So if it is used in the shader, it must exist in the layout, but it doesn't say the other way around. It doesn't say there must be one-on-one correspondence or anything mentioned in the layout must actually be used. Okay, that exists in the corresponding descriptor set layout and is of an appropriate descriptor type and includes a set of shader stages it is used by in stage flags. Okay, you could read this as, well, it says includes. It must include the set of shader stages that it is being used by. But there could also be more, you know. It could include also shader stages that it is not being used by. The pipeline layout can include entries that are not used. Ha 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 ha! I found it. I'm better than ChatGPT 4. ChatGTP, just no chat, GTP4. The pipeline layout can include entries that are not used by a particular pipeline, or that are dead code elimination from any of the shadows. The pipeline layout allows the application to provide a consistent set of bindings across multiple pipeline compiles, which enables those pipelines to be compiled in a way that the implementation may cheaply switch pipelines without reprogramming the bindings. Okay, now I'm convinced that it is allowed to have more in the layout than you actually use. It's like literally saying this. Similarly for push constants, there is however a limit on the total number of resources. So you cannot say I make a layout that includes everything and then that's what I use, so I don't need to switch. That's not how it works. I think that's a paragraph that I was looking for, right? Okay, I'm going to tell GPT-4 where it is. Really? Really that high? No, I'm not sure they picked that up. And you cannot get it back. Click on this again, it's nothing. There's nothing. Yeah, blah blah blah, just repeats what I said. Okay, so we are probably allowed to change this, but anything that is already in it must stay. So I might or might not add an extra descriptor set layout, in which I can put whatever I want. Or I can add in one of the existing ones descriptor set layout binding, the binding that does not exist yet. For example, binding 0, it could be added here. And then I can put in that binding anything I want, I think. Yep. And or I can edit an existing descriptor set layout binding with the binding that is already there. And then I am allowed to set the change zeros here into ones if I want to. And that's about it. And then I have absolutely every possible random pipeline plus layout that are legal, I think. I might do that tomorrow just to finish this, so I can well, have really generate this block of data randomly. It's not possible to run over it brute force because yeah, it's just way too much possibilities. But by letting it run for a while, once I have a program that actually uses it, if I'm still need it, then just using random things is good enough, I think. Let me commit what I have so far. The changes of today. Did I see a +0 there? Yes. Why? I guess I can just remove this then. No longer using it. Yeah, let's not commit that. Let's just delete this one. And all of these changes as well then. There. It's a good thing that I never use C comments, so it's easy to find. Really? Got more of those. Which was it? Also, still got to work on that one. Yeah, no. That's the one. Well, let's just remove this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, I guess it doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's like working-ish anyway. Describing what? Set of objects describing. The pipeline layout, I suppose. It doesn't really describe anything. It's just a pipeline layout. Of the descriptor set layouts. Yeah, okay. That's why I use a Dutch word for it, troep. So even if I remove troops with stars left and right, it's never gonna match anything that's part of my project, because that is only English. This is not English, so it's safe to do something like that. Otherwise, I would have called it like garbage or junk. But yeah, maybe sometimes I have a garbage collector, and then I would remove my garbage collector header file, you know. Okay, so we can commit this. Git commit. The sanity check, and well, this fixes basically layouts. Now generates a legal layout. It's not entirely true. I think it only works for randomized, right? I'm not doing that yet for... Oh, I do. Yeah, even next. I think even the reset next things work. So let me push this. So you guys get the last 6 commits. Oh, I have not pushed it for a long time. Okay, now everyone is up to date again. Boys Bunny, yes, 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 I should stop. Just want to have a quick check if this indeed on doesn't crash. Yeah, it's never gonna crash because we never get to the point that we even generate a single stage. Useless, useless. And it's looping. That's not good. I didn't want to do this. Maybe I should turn the... Yeah, let me try that. That's a good one. Turn the next... What I wanted to say was turn off the next of pipeline layout. I think I have the randomize already commented out. So we do pipeline layouts and then... the randomize there is empty and might as well turn this one off as well, right? So if 0 in div, turn false. Set face. Why? Update layout with 0.0. Could not find 0.0. Series source. Joker, Jake. Yeah, I know. I get things to work non-stop every day. And then the next, and then the next, and then the next. It's a non-stop progress, only getting better. Everything that didn't work until today now works. And then I run into something else that doesn't work. And then I wonder, okay, the next thing. Why is this not working? But at some point I should stop wasting my time, I guess, because this is just... This is just a waste of time. I don't need to fix this. And it should go back to the Vulkan engine, really, but yeah, maybe I just should do that. I just can't stand it, not finishing stuff. So this is almost a project all by itself now. And it would be very nice if it was, you know, finished. It's only 100 lines. It's not that much. Yeah, I guess not. It's not wasted, but yeah. The reason I started writing this is because I was 100% stuck. I didn't even code for 3 days. I didn't do anything because I had no clue anymore what to do. And then instead of doing nothing for the rest of my life, I decided to start writing this in order to get the insight that I needed. And I think I have that insight now. It took like 3 weeks, if you ask me. Yeah, 3, something like it. 2 or 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks. But at some point, enough is enough. If I understand now what I need to continue with the Vulkan engine, then I should continue with the Vulkan engine. Because all the time that I work on this, my memory evaporates with regards to the Vulkan engine itself. You think that's a lot? 2,000 lines. Okay, so the real application is this one. I think I should... no, that's Vulkan code and some test code. So I have 47,000 lines in a Vulkan code project that I worked on for more than 2 years now. And if I include my own libraries, yeah, that keeps being hard, right? I could do S, but then I get everything. It's almost 1 million lines of code. But I think that includes even the Vulkan API. Yeah, user include, that's not good. So I do something like S crap minus V user include or external. I think that came very close. What am I missing here? Oh, fuck. Sorry. It is actually good. I need to put that there. No, 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 no. I have more lines than 100,000. No, come on. I have more than that. Do I not have more than that? I mean, that should include all my... So go just EVIO, for example. It's just one of them. Only 16,000. Wow. Stateful task. 10,000. Red pool is only whoa, so small. Yeah, well, okay. Maybe I thought, you know, 10 years of work. So I thought it would be more. Utils is 15,000. No, some debug support stuff. 5,000. And the rest is, you know, I even recently wrote this dbus task to have dbus support for Vulkan. It actually belongs to the Vulkan project more or less, but I split it off. Same, of course, for the XCB task. I guess socket task should be very small. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop you. I'll be back tomorrow. Good night.